Hello and welcome to this edition of 101 Sports Webcast. I'm Ryan Ballack.
And I'm Jake Soder, so let's get things started off with the quick hitters. One of the biggest stories in NFL free agency was Wes Welker signing with the Broncos, and the Patriots basically swapping receivers by picking up Danny Amendola, formerly of the St. Louis Rams. With the money being about equal for each player, Ryan, did the Patriots make a mistake?
I don't know if the Patriots necessarily made a mistake, but it's definitely going to be a big cultural shock, at least in New England. I mean, Wes Welker's been there for, 6 years, and he had over 110 catches in 5 out of 6 of those years. That's a lot of catches you're losing in Welker, and Danny Amendola has had a hard time staying healthy. Over the last 2 seasons, only played 12 games. Welker's only missed 3 games in his whole career. Both guys, very good receivers, but...
Well, the argument I'll make against that is that Welker got hurt at the end of the season, so he didn't really have a chance to miss any games, and his was an ACL tear.
Amendola also missed he played 1 game 2 years ago.
It's true, but I also think that Wes Welker, as good as he is, he's kind of a product of the system. And Amendola's a very similar player. He's the same age that Wes Welker was when he signed with the Pats. Much younger, 27 years old. Signed for about the same contract that Welker has now. So I don't think you can say the Patriots made a mistake, because they really got an upgrade. He's 5 years younger, and he has better hands.
That's debatable. I mean, Danny Amendola now has a lot more pressure coming to New England. Wes Welker won't have that as much.
Yeah,
he will have that in Denver, but I mean, it's going to be different for Amendola, and it's just hard for New England, just because you always felt whenever they were down, Welker was that glue guy you could always go to and count on to make a catch. So Brady's going to have a hard time adjusting, but we'll see how he does. I'm sure. I mean, he's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. The Anaheim Ducks' Corey Perry was suspended 4 games for his hit on Minnesota Wild Jason Zucker. Was this penalty harsh enough, Jake?
I think it was. I think it was just about right. He did leave his feet, and you can't do that, especially when you're the MVP and you're trying to set ex-MVP. You're trying to set an example for the league. The guy was completely defenseless. I mean, he had his head turned, and Perry just came out of nowhere. It could have easily been a charging call. And he went right for the head with his shoulder, so you can't do that. 4 games is just about enough, but I could see how you can make a case for more games.
And it honestly didn't even look that bad at first glance, kind of watching in fast motion. But when you saw that Corey Perry legitimately left his feet, an ex-MVP, someone who represents the NHL, a league that's really had a lot of problems with injuries and with concussions and stuff like that, and in a time where sports are really changing towards making the game, all types of games safer, you can't have a guy with such a figure only get suspended for 4 games. That's 1/12 of the season. It's really minor. Nobody really even is going to hear about it.
It's a shortened season.
You might not make a point when you can. Stop this for good and do something good for the NHL.
Yeah, I agree. Kobe Bryant, after spraining his ankle last week in a game against the Atlanta Hawks, was highly critical of the Hawks' Dante Jones for coming into his landing spot, causing his injury. Ryan, is the accusation fair or foul?
Oh boy, Kobe. As much as I love watching Kobe Bryant play, this whole series of all this happened drove me absolutely crazy. They're losing on the road to the Hawks, 92-94, and Kobe pulls this typical fadeaway jumper and kicks his feet out about 3 feet, and then Dante Jones just playing good defense, and Kobe happens to land on him awkwardly.
Yeah.
When you do this all the time, Kobe, you're going to land awkwardly once, and you're going to get hurt, and that's what happened.
Look, I think it may have been a little bit intentional, because Dante Jones and Kobe Bryant
he moved an inch.
They do have a history, and he did move under him, but even so, if it was intentional, Kobe Bryant knows enough. He's been in the league long enough.
He's Kobe.
You can't complain about this kind of thing. It happens. It just happens.
Thank you. I totally agree. And the only thing that is interesting is that Dante Jones and Kobe have had a history, so it could have actually been intentional.
I think anybody else, you wouldn't have seen Kobe accuse him, but it was Dante Jones, so that's probably why.
And Kobe's got to be right.
I guess, right?
Mark Myhall was having a good day on the links when he noticed an unusual depression on the 14th fairway at Ambrier Golf Club in Southern Illinois. When he went to check it out, he fell into a sinkhole, Jake. A sinkhole 18 feet deep. However, he said he loved the course. All right, you're in this situation. You're playing great, and you fall into an 18-foot sinkhole while you're walking on the fairway. You going to play again?
Look, that would be traumatic, and I'm sure it was for him when you just fall and you don't know when you're going to stop falling.
It's the most ridiculous
and dark
thing ever.
Blackness and everything. But of course I would play the course again. It is a freak accident. Come on.
A freak accident? If you got bit by a shark while you were swimming in the ocean, would you go back to that ocean?
Maybe. If there were no sharks in the ocean, if I could be assured there were no sharks in that ocean again, yes, I'd probably go back in.
But you can't be assured that there are no sinkholes on this course. The guy was walking on the fairway, going to his ball on the green, and he fell in a ditch 18 feet in the ground. He could have died.
This is the first time we've ever heard of anything like this. Guaranteed it never happens again. Of course I would play this course again. Especially if he says he loves the course. Why not?
All right, here's the facts. The guy was a 6 handicap, and he was 1 over. Pretty good, but he could do better. And if you fall into a sinkhole, that is traumatic. Could have broken his legs, could have broken his arms. He should be in much worse condition than he is right now. He's lucky. He's not allowed to play again. I'm not taking no for an answer.
Hey, one thing Mark Myhall should be thankful about is that he got his name in the news because nobody knew who he was before this happened. So That is all the time we have for this block, but when we return, Tim Kraus and Tyler Beaumont will be here to discuss Champions League soccer. Don't go anywhere.